Deuteronomy 17, verses 14 through 17. This passage often used to say, see, polygyny is not legal. Okay, well, let's see what this passage actually says. When you enter the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives you, and you possess it and live in it, and you say, I will set a king over me like all the nations who are around me, you shall surely set a king over you, whom Yahweh your Elohim chooses. One from among your countrymen you shall set as king over yourselves. You may not put a foreigner over yourselves who is not your countryman. Moreover, he shall not multiply, and the Hebrew word there is rabbah, horses for himself, nor shall he cause the people to return to Egypt to multiply, rabbah, horses, since Yahweh has said to you, you shall never again return that way. He shall not multiply, rabbah, wives for himself, or else his heart will turn away, nor shall he greatly increase, and the word is doubled, rabbah, rabbah, silver and gold for himself. Often the argument that is made here is, see, kings are not to multiply wives, therefore they should only have one wife, therefore polygyny is wrong. Further, they say, if this is good for a king, it should be good for everyone. The problem is, not everyone is a king. So even if it's saying that, it only applies to kings. However, we look at this and we see rabbah, multiply, is used for horses in the same way it's used for wives. Is a king only allowed to have one horse? Really? I know people up the street that have multiple horses. Maybe we need to give them a call and let them know that they are in gross sin, as the church would say, for those who use this passage to explain that polygyny is wrong. You can only have one because you are not allowed to multiply wives. But that's not what the passage says at all, is it? Multiply actually means to add greatly. So as we review, the passage only applies to kings. So even if it means you can only have one wife, it's only pointed at kings. It's not pointed at anyone else. However, we know that kings can have more than one horse, and we know that there's no sin in having more than one horse. And rabbah is the same word used for the number of horses you can have as it is for the number of wives you can have. Further, we see throughout the Tanakh, throughout the Old Testament, many kings had multiple wives, and God said nothing. Nothing. The prohibition in this passage is against extreme excess. And a note should be made that even with Solomon, as excessive as he was, God does not judge him or say anything about the number of wives that he had, only that he was not to have foreign wives, and that is the sin that he's called on, not on the number that he had. Selah. If this has blessed you, please make sure that you like, share especially, and subscribe. And we appreciate your comments. Use the QR code on the screen to access a blog that has many resources for study and understanding. It will take you to natsav.com/biblical marriage. And that will give you many more resources in addition to this YouTube channel. For King and Kingdom, I bid you shalom.